So hello everybody, welcome to another video. So my name is Arfan from CIFAR. So today we are going to add a rgbKinetic image slider, and it is really cool actually. Let me show you here. This is the image that I'm talking about. Now you can see that we are actually having these cursor effect. Whenever I am actually moving my cursor, I am having this effect in the background image, which is this liquid type of effect. And also you can see that whenever we will go to the next image, now you can see that we are actually having a nice transition here in the images. So it's looking really nice. You can change the transition. I am using this transition, maybe you want to change it, and I will also show you how you can change the transition, all the other things here. And also what you can do actually, you can use it as a swipe. So instead of clicking this next, what you can do, you can just swipe it. Now you can see that I'm in my next one and swipe it. Now you can see that it's actually changing. So that's it. I hope you will like it. So no more talk, let's dive into it. So the slider that I'm talking about is this rgbKineticSlider. So you will find this repo in the GitHub. So I'll link it in the description. You can come here and check it out. And if you like this, you can start it here. And here you can see that they have a pretty good documentation here. So what you need to do actually, you can see that that's our rgbKineticSlider, and you can see that also we have these displacement effects. So you can actually come here and see some CodePen demos here. You can see that they have some nice demo. So this is the slider. So you can see that that's the slider and that's the effects that we are going to achieve here. So it's looking good. So you can see that it is really easy to start with. What you need to do actually, you need to have some markups. So this is really simple HTML markup. What you need to do actually, you need to have a div with the ID of rgbKineticSlider and also a class of rgbKineticSlider. And after that you need to have a nav which will allow you to swipe, or you can say that to go to the next slide or to come to the previous slide. So this is the navigation what you need to do. So that's actually pretty easy. And also you can see that for the initialization, what you need to do actually, you need to have some images and also the texts. You can see that, and those will be in an array, as you can see that. And also we need to finally initialize the plugin. So that's all what we need to do. So let's create this slider and let's see how it will look. And here you can see that in my Visual Studio Code, I have an empty project here. And here you can see that I have HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript, and all are empty. You can see that. And first of all, what I need actually, I need to create a HTML. So let's get a boilerplate with exclamation sign. And here inside the body, I will just copy the markup that you can see here. Just copy the markup. So paste it here inside my body. So now you can see that that's our div and that's our neighbor. And after that here, what I need to do actually, I need to have some dependency. So if I scroll down here, you can see that we need some dependencies here. So we need to add Pixie.js and also Pixie filters and also GSAP and image loaded. So those are the things that we need to add in our project. If you are using any kind of bundler like Parcel or Webpack, what you can do actually, you can install those things from the Node Package Manager and you can just use it. Or if you are using it in your vanilla HTML or JavaScript project like me, so here you can see that I'm not using any kind of bundler. So what you can do actually, you can add those things with the CDN. So what you need to do actually, you need to come here and pick all the CDN for Pixie.js, Pixie filters, GSAP, and image loaded. And when you are using CDN, the best way what you can do actually, you can open one of these demo. So you can see that that's the demo number 1, and it will open this CodePen. So here what you can do actually, you can click these settings, and inside the settings, inside the JS, now you can see that all the CDN is already here in one place. Now what you can do, you can just copy and add the in your project. So this is really handy. So skip source and paste it. Now you can see that first of all we added our TwinMax here. So this is one of the dependency that we need to add. So the second one is this one. So just grab one after another and add it to your project. And after that we have our last one, which is the plugin itself, which is actually our rgbKineticSlider itself. So now you can see that we have our 5 dependency that we need to add in our website or the project. First of all, we need to add TwinMax, image loaded, pixie filter, and the rgbKineticSlider itself. And after that, what you need to do, actually you need to add your own app.js. So this is our app.js. So now what I need to do, actually I need to initialize my KineticSlider. So for that, let's get back to this repo, and here you can see that. So for our plugin init, you can see that what I can do, actually I can copy this, so these lines of code, and come to my project here and paste it. So you can see that we have 2 arrays. First of all, you can see that this is the images array, and after that the text array. So the images array will represent the images. So now you can see that I don't have any kind of images. So let's create a folder for our images, and let's have some image here. So now you can see that I have some images here. So those are the image that I am going to use. So what I need to do now, I need to replace those images, or I need to add those images URL in these images array. So that's really simple. So what I need to do, actually I need to say that it is inside the images, and inside that I have 1.jpg, and the second one is the 2.jpg, and the third one is the 3.jpg. So and that's all for our images. So let's go to our text. So I will keep the text as it is. As you can see that I have the heading and also the subheading like that. So these will be our first slider text, and this will be our slider 2 text. So you can change it. As you can see that this will be our title, and this will be our subtitle for our second slide. So that's okay. So you can see that I can't see anything. So let's open it here. So this is our, so you can see that that's already running on this port here, as you can see that. So you can see that in our project we can't see anything. So because we don't have any kind of parameter for this slider, as you can see. So after that, let's scroll a little bit down. Here you can see that plugin parameters. So what you need to do, actually you need to copy all the parameters that you can see here. So copy all the things, all the parameters, and paste it inside of your rgbKineticSlider. And before pasting it, you need to create a bracket, or you can see that that's an object, because we are going to pass those parameters as an object. So before you paste anything inside these parentheses, what you need to do, actually you need to create a object, or you can say that curly brackets, and after inside the curly brackets just break it and paste all the parameters that you copied. So if I save, I can't still see my images. So here you can see that in the top I can see it, but it is not what we expected. So here let me see what I am doing here. So here you can see that the slide images is this images array that you are saving here. So the name is important, so you need to make sure that this is the same name. And after that, items title, you can see that arrays of titles or subtitles. Now you can see that this is the text array that you can see. So this is our items titles. So after that, I have 2 more things, which is the displacement images, and I will get back to those things in a moment later. So before that, let's actually style this slider. So in our style.css, first of all, actually link this style.css, and I need to do some adjustment here. First of all, we need to reset everything. So padding 0, margin 0, and also box sizing will be the border box. And after that, I need to grab the div. So that's the div which is responsible for our slider, and you can see that we can use any kind of a style with this class. So copy the class and apply some style in the class. So let's say that display will be block and we can say that position will be relative, and overflow will be the hidden, and width will be 100%, and height will be 100%. Now you can see that we can't still see the full slider. For that I need to go to the canvas. So what you can see here, if you open the inspect here, you can see that inside this div we have the canvas which will represent your slider. So we need to give some style to this canvas, which will actually, you can see that inside our this rgbKineticSlider div. So just grab this canvas and say that the position will be the absolute, and display will be the block, and top will be the 0, and left will be the 0, and also we need to make sure that it is transform scale 1. Now you can see that there is another problem. The image is vanished, or that slider is vanished, because you can see that here this style, if you notice here, this style is overwritten by this default style that we already have in our canvas. So what I need to do, actually I need to avoid these overwritten things. For that I need to create important, or I need to add the important tag here, or the flag here. So important. So now if I do that, and after that I also need to do important flag for our transform also, and if I save that, so here you can see that I have this height and width 100%, and I need to make sure that the height is actually 100 VH, because I need to have my slider for my full view height. So instead of 100%, I need to give it 100 view height. So if I save that and refresh here, wait a minute here, so sometime this refresh take a moment. So you can see that now it is working perfectly fine. So whenever you are doing the coding right, but you cannot see the change here, what you need to do, actually you need to hit the refresh button here, so it will actually refresh or get the new code and show you the updated version. So here you can see that the slider is kind of working, and it's really good. And the next thing that I need to do, actually I need to style those little button that you can see that in the bottom. So for that I just can say that inside the navy the color will be the black, and the text decoration will be the none. So, and after that I will just say that I will position them as absolute, position absolute, and here I will just say that top will be something like 50 BH, so that it is in the middle of our section. And also make sure that the Z index is actually 1, so that it is top of our slider. The background color, so let's get a background color of white, and also have some padding here. Something like 20 pixel. So now you can see that this is our button. You can see that it is looking good. And also let's come here and grab the individual button. So nav a dot next. So this is the next button, and I will say that it is in the right, something like 10 pixel. So here you can see that it is in the right side, or you can actually use a relative value, something like view width. So it is now relative. So I will actually like to use something like 20 pixel. So this will look good. So instead of relative I will use absolute value here. So also let's do it for our previous button. So prev here, and for that I will do the same. So it will be in the left side, 20 pixel. So now you can see that that's our previous and that's our next button, and looking good. So the image is looking good, but we don't have our effect. So the reason behind that we don't have the effect, here you can see that if I come to the app.js, we are using background displacement image and also the cursor displacement image. So first of all, let's come to the cursor displacement images. So you can see that we are using this image which is actually doesn't exist here. So first of all, we need to download this image for our cursor displacement image. So let's come back to our this repo here. You can see that in this repo, if you go to the images, you will find all the images or the displacement images that you need. So first of all, I need to get the cursor displacement image, which is this one, display cursor, or I can say that displays circle, something like that. So click that and download that. So save images. So we need to save it here. So inside my project, inside the images, just save it. So now you can see that I have this displays circle image in my project. What I need to do actually, I need to give the correct path here. So not this one, the second one. So what I need to do actually, I need to say that it is in my images, and the name of our image is actually displays circle.png. So I just can say that displays circle.png, and if I save, now we should have our cursor effect. So if I just move here, now you can see that whenever I am moving my cursor, the effect is here, as you can see that. And let's also go to the next slide. You can see that whenever I am in the next slide, the effect is here, the cursor effect. The next effect that I need to add is our this effect. Whenever I will go to the next slide or the previous slide, I need to have some water or something like liquid effect, you can say. So this is what we need to do in our background displacement spread here, or the image, you can say. So you can say that the image that we are using, it is not existing here. So we need to add this image here. So once again, let's come back to our this repo here, and here if I come back to the images once again, where I just downloaded this displays circle image, here also you can see that some images which is actually named something like map-1.jpg, and also you can say that map 3, map 4, map 5, and up to map 9. So all these displacement images that you can use for your background displacement image. So for that, what you need to do actually, you need to grab one of them. So let's grab the 9 one. So this is our map 9-jpg, and let's actually download this. So save images and save it in my images folder. And what I need to do now, I need to give the path of this map-9, which I want to use as a displacement image. So for that, I need to give the perfect path for it. So images. So if I save, now I should see the effect whenever I will actually go to the next slide. Now you can see that I have this liquid effect whenever I'm going to the next slide, as you can see that. So now you can see that we are having our effect perfectly here, and it is working perfectly. We are having this liquid effect, and also we are having the effect whenever we are moving our mouse. So this is okay. So after that, if I come here in our project, so let's actually explore these parameters that you can see that what I have here. So first thing that you can see that the images and the content source. So I already covered that, and also I already covered the images source here. And after that, you can see that we have some parameter for our cursor image effect. So you can see that this is the cursor image effect which I am having here whenever I'll move my cursor. So this is the effect that I'm talking about. So for that, I have some option here, which is actually we are having this. That's why I am saying that it is also by default true. And also if you want to enable the same effect for the text, what you can do actually, you can see that cursor text effect, and you can make it from false to the true. Whenever you will make it true, so now you can see that whenever you will actually move the cursor, you will have the effect also in the text, as you can see. And after that, if you can see that the next option, that is the swipe. So you can see that we can actually swipe it instead of clicking this next or the previous. And for that, I have some options here. And after that, slide transition. So whenever I will have transition from one slide to the another. The duration and all the other thing is here, intensity and the duration. So you can change this. And also one more thing, here you can see that the nav is true and the nav element is the class of main nav, and you need to make sure that whenever you are using this or you are creating this nav, you are having the same class here, which is the main dash nav, because we are using the same thing here. So you need to make sure that you are using same class. So after that, you can see that we have another option that we can enable, which is the image RGB effect. By default it is false and you can actually make it true. So if I come here now, just here you can see that we have our default slider, and whenever I'll go to the next slide, just now you can see that in the image we have our RGB effect whenever we are actually having our transition. Here you can see that we are having this RGB effect whenever we are actually having the transition from one slide to another. And after that we have some bunch of text settings, which is actually, you can see that the text that you want to use, you can actually change these things here, and the font size, font color, and all the other thing about text. So you can actually explore these options here and you can actually change those and see what happen, and you will actually find out your own way to use this image slider. So that's it. As you can see that it is looking so amazing. Here you can see that I have actually not many displacement image here. So you can see that you can use these map images, which you can see that we have 9 images. And if you want to have access, or if you want to use more images or more displacement images, you can come to this repo, which is actually my repo, displacement images. I will also link this in the description. You can see that here a collection of all the displacement images which I did from this all repo from the GitHub. So you can come here, you can see that for our this rgbKineticSlider, I have all these 9, and also with that I also have other displacement images that also you can use. So let me actually show you what I mean. So you can see that this is one of the displacement images here that you can find. I'm just picking it randomly. So you can see that this is a displacement image which you can download. So just download that. So here you can see that this is 15.jpg, and let's actually use this here. So this is our background displacement image and I want to use this 15.jpg. So let me actually make sure that 15.jpg. So let's see how it is working. So we have our cursor one, which is the default that we have here. And whenever I will go to the next slide, now you can see that the transition is actually changed. Now we have a different kind of transition because we are using a different, here you can see that we are using different background displacement image. So that's what I'm talking about. You will find so many displacement image that you can use. So just come to these displacement images repo, I will link it in the description, and you will find so many displacement images here that you can use for your project. So you can see that, and actually just explore these repos here. I will link this all those things in the description. So that's it. You can see that now I think we have a full understanding of this rgbKineticSlider that you can use for your next project. So that's it for this video. I think this will be helpful for your website. Whenever you want to make a website, you can use it actually for many purpose. Something like if you want to show some images, something like project images for your showcasing projects. So whenever you are actually showcasing something, or you want to have, or you want to show some images, you can use it as a slider, image slider, and have those effects that you saw. So I think this will be helpful, and let me know what you think about this slider. Let me know in the comment section. And that's it for this video. I hope you learned something, and if you did, please subscribe the channel, and to see more upcoming videos, subscribe the channel. And my name is Arfan, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, Khuda Hafiz.